Tonight on Newswatch, the minimum wage is going up in Ohio. Plus, more auto workers are on strike, the latest of negotiations. And in sports, we take a look at tonight's high school football matchups. Newswatch starts right now. Good evening, I'm Jessica Stelzer. Welcome to Newswatch. It's Friday night, and all across Southeast Ohio, people are heading out to support their local high schools. Joining us live from Beverly is Gridiron Glory host Grayson Wolf. Grayson, what big games can we expect to see tonight?
Thanks, Jessica. I'm out here at Fort Fry High School for our game of the week. Episode 7 of Gridiron Glory is tonight, and we'll have you covered with check-ins with conference standings of all 8 of the conferences that we cover, as well as 5 Showtime games. Fort Fry welcomes in Point Pleasant for their 4th and final Twin State League game of the season. The Cadets are undefeated in the conference, and it has a lot to do with Clayton Miller. He's their star running back, and he's a flat-out star. He's averaging 11 yards a carry and has 5 touchdowns on the ground, but another 2 through the air. With a win, they'll take home the TSL title. As for Point Pleasant, they play a very similar style to Fort Fry. They'll run the ball a bunch and in a ton of different ways. Nate Benz and Brody Bowen are the main contributors to the offense, and they'll be relied on tonight. They do struggle with turnovers, however. Expect them to make a concerted effort to hang on to the ball tonight and the rest of the season. Wellston heads to Nelsonville York this evening. They're coming off 2 big conference wins over Alexander and River Valley. Tonight, the task grows with the Buckeyes, though. NY is the winners of 5 straight and don't look to be slowing down. Gavin Richards is a dog on both sides of the ball, averaging 100 yards and almost 2 touchdowns a game, and one of the best defenders on the team. Miami Trace and Jackson meet tonight. The Panthers look to be the Ironmen's biggest threat to repeating as FAC champions. Trey Robinette is the driving force of the Miami Trace offense. Jackson is led by running back Cade Wolford. My guy is terrorizing defenses, and we're going to highlight his past few weeks on the show this evening. Bloom Carroll is going to hit the road to face their toughest MSL opponent so far this season. Logan Elm welcomes in the Bulldogs undefeated, but Bloom Carroll is the real deal. They haven't lost to the Braves since 2015. The 2 quarterbacks, Ethan Thanavong for Bloom and Aaron Walters for Logan Elm, will be the difference in this game. The better quarterback, I think, will lead their team to the win in this one. And finally, in the SVC, Paint Valley takes their unbeaten conference record on the road to Piketon. The Red Streaks are led by quarterback Luke Gullion. The team goes as he goes. Paint Valley scores. They've scored over 40 points in the last 3 games, including dropping 76 last week and a win over Adena. If they score more than 35, they'll walk away with the win tonight.
Sounds like another great night for GG, but I know you have some digital games up your sleeve.
Oh yeah, as always, we'll have 4 more games that we'll give quick recaps to tonight. Chesapeake takes on Portsmouth in an OPC battle. Sheridan and Philo meet for a matchup of undefeated teams in the MDL Big. The Generals are also the last undefeated team overall in our coverage. Waverly welcomes in Minford. The Tigers dropped their conference game with Portsmouth West earlier in the year. They're looking at finishing 3rd in the SOC without some craziness. Finally, Westfall and St. Trace meet in the SVC. St. Trace looks to stay unbeaten in conference tonight. Stay tuned to all of our socials throughout the weekend, as full video and written recaps will be posted to Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and WEB.org. And then, of course, stay on WEB until 11:30 tonight for episode 7 of Gridiron Glory. That's all from out here in Beverly. I'll send it back to you at the desk, Jessica.
Thanks, Grayson. Sounds like an action-packed night. For those who are getting ready to head out to the games tonight, I'm joined by forecaster Emily Dietz. Emily, what can fans expect for this evening?
For this evening, we're looking at some beautiful temperatures out there. It's definitely going to be a great night on the Friday Night Lights. Now for weather, we're going to be saying again that it's currently very clear out there. It has been a beautiful day so far. It took us a little bit to get into those higher temperatures, as you could see here. You could see that those temperatures didn't start getting higher until about 3 o'clock, but now that we're in those higher temperatures, it has been a beautiful day to be outside and having a great day. I know that that temperature high was expected to come in at 76 degrees, but we did beat that not that long ago, coming in at 78 degrees. With that temperature low, that's going to be coming in later tonight at about 55. Looking into our radar, you could see that it's definitely on the clearer side. We haven't had any kind of precipitation that's been happening in southeast Ohio. Unless you're going anywhere west, you're not going to be seeing any kind of precipitation here in southeast Ohio. looking into tomorrow, you're going to be seeing that there's going to be this high pressure system that's going to be sitting over Ohio, sitting over this kind of area. It's going to be pushing this low pressure system into New York where they're getting that heavy flooding. But here in Ohio, we're going to be looking on the clearer side. It's going to be giving us a beautiful start to October and definitely a beautiful start to beautiful end to September. I know we've been looking at those temperatures. It's definitely been on the higher side than we're used to, but I'm excited to start mellowing out and feel like fall at the end of next week. Now let's take it back to Jessica.
Thanks, Emily. Halloween is just over a month away. This year's party is scheduled from 1 to 11 on October 28th. From 1 to 4 p.m., there will be children and families activities ranging from face painting to a costume parade. The adult portion of the party starts at 6 p.m. Cleveland's best punk band, Detention, will headline the evening's festivities. Ohio workers making minimum wage may see a slight bump in their pay starting next year. Minimum wage in Ohio is set to increase starting January 1st. Non-tipped employees will earn $10.45 an hour, a 35-cent increase from the current minimum. Minimum wage for non-tipped employees will go up an additional 20 cents per hour for a total of $5.25 per hour. The constitutional amendment passed by Ohio voters in 2006 states Ohio's minimum wage shall increase each year by the rate of inflation. Ohio state officials say an increase in cases linked to a powerful synthetic opioid could lead to more overdoses. The warning comes after the state attorney general's office says they have seen an increased use of carfentanil. The powerful drug has been found in 5 overdose cases across the state. The drug is about 100 times more potent than fentanyl and 10,000 times more potent than morphine. Attorney General Dave Yost says even a handful of cases is enough to trigger alarms. A new bill in the Ohio House is addressing the state's nursing shortage. The bipartisan bill will create legally enforceable nursing staff requirements for hospitals. The bill also creates a $20 million education program for those who commit to working in nursing in Ohio for 5 years. The shortage began during the pandemic and hasn't gotten any better, and thousands are expected to leave the profession in the next 5 years. Ohio's health department says the new COVID vaccine should be readily available. Dr. Bruce Vanderhoff says COVID cases and hospitalizations are increasing across Ohio and that older individuals are most at risk. Governor Mike DeWine says more than 87,000 Ohioans have gotten the new vaccine so far. State statistics indicate most of them are at least 60 years old. If you've bought a cantaloupe recently, you might want to check your fridge. Ohio is one of 19 states involved in a recall of cantaloupe because of possible salmonella contamination. The Food and Drug Administration says Eagle Produce in Scottsdale, Arizona, issued a voluntary recall of nearly 6,500 cases of whole cantaloupe after they were possibly contaminated with the bacteria. The cantaloupes were sold between September 5th through the 16th in several retailers throughout the U.S. Symptoms of salmonella include fever, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Coming up after the break, the United Auto Workers Union expands their strike against Ford, GM, and Stellantis. And the U.S. House is unable to pass a funding bill as the government inches closer to a shutdown.
And for weather, we're going to be seeing some beautiful temperatures coming in this week. We're going to be in the 80s starting off October. Back when we're on Newswatch, I'll be getting more into that.
PBS is proud to present the 36th Hispanic Heritage Awards. This year we honor Omar Apollo, Cesar Conde, Café Tacuba, Siete Family Foods, and Wisin, with performances and appearances by Alejandra Guzman, Pedrito Martinez, Mili Quesada, Alex Cuba, Tito Puente Jr., and more. Hosted by Leslie Grace.
Friday at 9 on WOUB.
Consumed by pain and passion, Frida's art imitates life.
I believe the painting is a message for Rivera.
Despite it all,
everything is falling apart.
She continues to paint. The final installment of Becoming Frida Kahlo.
Whoever opens a door or a window opens it for everybody. And Frida Kahlo opened windows.
Tuesday at 9 on WOUB.
Wow. Where do you guys find this stuff?
On Finding Your Roots, Tony Gonzalez.
Just figuring out who you are, where you come from, I feel liberated.
And Joe Manganiello.
I looked through so many records, I couldn't find anything.
Family from an unexpected land.
Your great-grandparents were an interracial couple.
I feel like a time traveler.
And an ancestor adjustment.
We always thought that my grandmother was white.
Tuesday at 8 on WOUB.
Next time on Antiques Roadshow, we're revisiting our favorite discoveries from Roadshow's 2008 stop in Hartford, Connecticut.
When I saw that, I flipped.
God. I've never seen one in my life, so I knew it had to be an employee model. It was a one-off.
Carry them gently, gently back to the house.
Want to know how these finds fared in the past 15 years? Find out next time on Antiques Roadshow, Vintage Hartford, Hour 1.
Monday at 8 on WOUB.
Welcome back. The United Auto Workers Union officially expanding its strike against two of the big three automakers. Executives at one automaker says they feel they're close to making a deal. Laura Aguirre brings us the latest on the strike.
We are fed up with corporate greed.
The United Auto Workers Union president greenlighting another wave of walkouts Friday.
I'm calling on an additional 7,000 members across Ford and GM to go on strike.
The expansion impacts a Ford assembly plant in Chicago and a GM factory in Lansing, Michigan.
Ford and GM have refused to make meaningful progress at the table.
Ford's CEO responded to that claim in an online media call.
The deal we offered would put our UAW workers among the best paid hourly manufacturing jobs in the world and in the top 30% of all full-time workers in America of any industry. And the benefits are absolutely top tier, as you can see.
Stellantis, which owns Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, was spared in this round.
Stellantis made significant progress on the 2009 cost of living allowance, the right not to cross a picket line, as well as the right to strike over product commitments and plant closures and outsourcing moratoriums.
But progress is not a done deal, and overall divisions remain over key issues like wage increases, pension plans, cost of living raises, and forced overtime.
We all got families, bills. We just trying to survive. We just trying to make it.
I'm still very hopeful that we can reach a deal that reflects the incredible sacrifices and contributions our members have made over the last decade.
Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Laura Aguirre.
Another set of negotiations stall, this time on Capitol Hill. The federal government appears headed toward a shutdown, with a key funding deadline looming. The two chambers are at an impasse, and many government services are in limbo. Karen Kaifa has the latest from Washington.
Time is running out for Capitol Hill and the nation to avoid its first government shutdown since 2019. Coming up against a deadline of Saturday at midnight to either complete passage of annual government funding bills or sign off on a short-term measure to give them more time, Congress faces deep divisions between the Senate and House Republicans among themselves. Some House GOP members losing patience with hardline conservative colleagues stalling the process with demands for deeper spending cuts.
People's lives, people's economic livelihood is at stake. The stock market, 401ks. It's totally unacceptable to be playing politics.
While the Senate has a bipartisan plan to extend funding through November 17th, it's unlikely to make headway in the House. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy trying to sway conservative holdouts by pointing to border security and agents who'd go without pay during a shutdown. But the hardliners want to focus on full-year bills.
The conservative folks that I'm one of and the people that I represent understand that we're keeping our word. We are going to make this country fiscally sound.
The White House says the ball is in House Republicans' court.
This is real. This is real life changes and real life impact.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
New York City is under a state of emergency due to extreme flooding. Conditions are especially bad in Brooklyn, where a month's worth of rain fell in 3 hours. Elsewhere in the city, a terminal at LaGuardia Airport is shut down. Staten Island Railroad and some northern metro lines are out of service. The New York Office Department says some roads are closed too. One resident expressed her frustration with the city's response.
City sewer pipes that are doing this, and it's just frustrating as a homeowner because I have a sick dad, and
I'm a teacher, so it's hard to make ends meet. And now with this, it's again, like, this needs to get fixed. It needs to get fixed right away.
Central Park's weather station observed just under 2 inches of rain in only an hour. That's the second highest rainfall total measured there in 80 years. Joining us again is forecaster Emily Dietz. Emily, when will New York begin to see an end to this rain and a break?
I know, it's been pretty intense there. It's going to be stopping tonight, but then it's going to be continuing again Saturday. We're looking at warnings until October 2nd for that area.
Wow, absolutely.
And it's definitely going to not be affecting us as much, thankfully. So Athens today, I know we've had those temperatures sitting at 76 degrees for that temperature high. We broke that. It's been a beautiful day today. And that temperature low sitting at 55. That's going to be hitting us later tonight. Those partly sunny skies, we've just had a beautiful day here in Athens. That overnight low that we're going to be hitting at 55, we're going to be seeing that and along with these areas of fogs. This fog is going to be hitting some areas of Ohio a little bit harder. You could see here in Portsmouth, Chillicothe, Lancaster, getting close to Athens. They're in that special weather statement that is saying that it's going to have that dense, patchy fog. So if you're going to be traveling tonight or even tomorrow morning, we're going to be affected by this fog that is going to be happening. We're going to be seeing the fog here in southeast Ohio, but any of these purple areas is going to be way more intense fog. Looking at tomorrow, we're going to have that fog in the morning, but after that, we're going to have that temperature high at 78. We're going to have partly sunny skies for our weekend. You can see that temperature low is going to get a little bit lower at night with that high pressure system coming in, and it's going to be drying us out and giving us some colder nights. You could see these past 24 hours, that low pressure system that we were experiencing these last couple of days is kind of on the way out, and this high pressure system from the north is on its way in. You could also see those showers in New York happening. I feel so bad for that flooding that is happening. You could see that tomorrow, that high pressure system is sitting a little bit more north of us. It's going to be giving us some beautiful temperatures and some beautiful skies here in Ohio. Looking at tomorrow night, the only part of Ohio that is going to be getting affected is a little bit in northern Ohio in the Toledo area. But here in Athens, we're just going to have a beautiful night tomorrow night. And looking even into Sunday, we're going to have that high pressure system, and it's going to be giving some rain to northeast Ohio. But here in Athens and southern Ohio, we're going to be in the clear. Looking at that 3-day outlook, you could see that those temperatures reach back into the 80s to round out September and to start off October. We're going to be seeing those mostly sunny skies on Sunday, and on Monday we're going to be looking beautiful with that temperature high of 81. Looking at Tuesday, we're going to be breaking that again. We're going to be at 82 looking on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to be at 81. And then we're going to be starting to see that temperature decline again on Thursday and Friday. And we're going to have another chance for rain, but not until next Friday. So definitely get to use these nice sunny skies out there throughout the week, and then we'll round out next week with some rain and hopefully be feeling more on the fall side. We're definitely going to be feeling pretty good out there, so make sure to enjoy it while you can. Let's take it back to Jessica.
Thanks, Isabel. Dianne Feinstein, the longest-serving woman in U.S. Senate history, died at 90 years old. As she's being remembered, there are concerns about who will replace her in the Senate. Mike Valerio takes a look at Feinstein's storied legacy and what happens next.
Dianne Feinstein emerged on the national stage in 1978 after tragedy rocked San Francisco.
Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed.
After the assassinations, Feinstein was sworn in as the first woman to be mayor of the city by the Bay. Mayor Feinstein quickly got the attention of the National Democratic Party, landing on a short list of VP candidates for Walter Mondale in 1984.
We will take back our unity.
Feinstein made it to Washington when she won a special election in 1992.
I won among men, I won among women, I won in every age level, I won in every ethnic group. Now what that says is that, to me, the fact that I'm a woman is there, but it's incidental.
Feinstein was crucial in passing the 1994 federal ban on assault weapons.
I've seen assassination, I've seen killing, I've been a mayor, I know what these guns can do.
But Diane,
why
I'm
is it
telling
every
you-
man comes before me and says, nice lady, you really don't know?
She broke many barriers and was the first woman to chair the Senate Intelligence Committee. In February 2023, Feinstein announced she would not run for re-election. Her last time in the Senate was Thursday morning.
So today, we grieve. We look at that desk, and we know what we have lost. But we also give thanks.
California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom will now appoint a lawmaker to serve out the rest of Feinstein's term. Dianne Feinstein now leaves a legacy from the capital to California of uncommon generosity of spirit and resilience. In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
Coming up after the break, a new fall trend to make your gut healthier. And for the latest from Newswatch, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
If I cause you pain, my own sweet child, won't you promise me you'll be the one? My silver bullet in the gun. I don't need their money, baby, just you and me on the ride.
Saturday at 10 on WOUB.
This is for you.
You got grit, I can tell you never gonna quit, never even for a split second. Counting all your blessings, you got personality like Christmas got his presents, and I like it. Yeah.
I always want to create something that's going to mean something.
That's fabulous. And I like it. Yeah.
Dare me to do something.
Don't stop, honey, gotta do your thing. I like it. Don't stop, honey, gotta do your thing.
I really want to show the world how beautiful our culture is.
There was more similarities than differences.
It makes us happy. It makes us feel good.
Yeah. So spread those golden wings, we're gonna shine like the stars. Got the
It is part of our unique story, all of us together.
This is our special time.
like it.
Salute!
Honey, gotta do your thing.
We're going intergalactic.
Don't stop, honey.
We're gonna make memories.
I like it.
As a Beatle, John Lennon belonged to the world. Now American Masters tells us the intimate story of how he found himself.
Being John Lennon.
John would often say, I should have been born in New York City.
The greatest place on earth. One of my biggest kicks is doing things I couldn't do when I was, in the middle of the Beatles stuff.
Meet the John Lennon few knew in Lennon, NYC.
Just try, okay?
Only on American Masters.
Thursday at 9 on WOUB.
If you've been thinking about giving up alcohol or abstaining for a bit, you might want to try a new trend called Sober October. Experts say giving up alcohol, even for a short time, can help your health. Mandy Gaither has more on how to have a successful Sober October.
In many settings, it's become a social norm, but alcohol misuse isn't good for your health, and giving up drinking, even for a short time, could help you feel better.
Better sleep, reduce stress and anxiety levels, and it also can reduce the risk of certain chronic illnesses.
If you're planning a Sober October, don't do it alone. Surround yourself with supportive family and friends, says registered dietitian Maria Meza Martinez with Orlando Health.
Just to make sure that you have not only accountability, but also support system.
It might be a big change for some. If you're giving up alcohol, Martinez says not to overdo it. Don't try a new diet trend at the same time or the latest exercise challenge.
We just do it one thing at a time, so don't overwhelm yourself.
If you're a social drinker missing out on a cocktail, try a mocktail instead.
We have everything that a regular cocktail would have except the alcohol.
You can also set yourself up for success by focusing on what you're adding to your life rather than what's being taken away.
If they see that their health is improving, then they can continue this journey past the Sober October.
For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
When we return, elementary school students in Vinton County discuss what they want to be when they grow up. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
These guys are willing to do whatever it takes.
The Astros used a camera system to steal.
The scandal is 5% of the story.
Their pursuit of edge had a dark side to it.
It's called the bleeding edge. You have to take risks.
It became a brutally efficient business, and the Astros did better than anybody else.
If you think you're right, you're willing to endure a lot.
I'd have thrown them all out.
Lifetime ban.
Lifetime ban.
Tuesday at 10 on WOUB.
WOUB is recognizing members of our Cornerstone Society. The Cornerstone Society is a group that wants to ensure the future of public media in our region. It includes people across our area who value news, entertainment, and cultural programming, as well as the educational services WOUB provides. Also included are graduates of Ohio University who took part in the WOUB Student Professional Development Program. Thanks to the Cornerstone Society for their generous support. To learn how you can be involved, email woub@woub.org.
Over 200 local newsrooms, over 3,600 journalists, a community of 300 million Americans. The NPR network is listener-supported, independent journalism in communities around the country. It amplifies more voices, more Americas, and takes all of us on new journeys. It takes all of us closer to home. It takes all of us.
On Nova, ancient Earth.
We have never found another planet that has an atmosphere like ours.
We don't know how life started.
How did our planet transform from this barren rock into somewhere capable of supporting life?
Water allows clouds to form and rain to fall. It changes the surface of a planet.
Birth of the Sky on Nova.
Wednesday at 9 on WOUB.
Finally tonight, WOUB was in Vinton County for South Elementary's Career Day. Newswatch reporter Jack Green asked some students what they wanted to do when they grow up.
I'm here at South Elementary School in Vinton County, where it's Career Day, and we're here to talk to some students about their future careers. Let's go talk to them. Harley, how's your career day been?
My career day's been good.
What's been your favorite booth so far?
Probably the nurses one.
The nurses one? Do you want to be a nurse when you grow up?
No, I actually want to be a professional softball player.
So what's your name?
Keelan.
Keelan, how's your day been at Career Day?
Good.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An NFL player.
An NFL player. What's your favorite team?
The Vikings or the Dolphins.
Why are those your favorite teams?
Because.
So Gunnar, how's your career day been?
Good.
What's been your favorite table so far?
Yours.
Ours? What'd you like about WAEB?
That you guys could go live.
So what do you want to do when you grow up?
Photographer.
You want to be a photographer. What do you want to take pictures of?
Outside.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for talking to us. One more thing, what?
I'm a chicken nugget.
Oh, you're a chicken nugget?
One.
Nuggets! Thanks, guys.
Looks like a fun day. Thanks, Jack. Emily, so what did you want to be when you grow up?
Is it bad that I've been wanting to do the weather since I've been growing up? Like, this is the dream right now.
Exactly, it's perfect.
And for weather this week, we're looking currently out there at about 76 degrees. I'll be getting into those tonight. We're gonna have that fog statement anywhere more south. And then on that 7-day outlook, we're looking at a beautiful week this week, just starting off a little foggy, but for the rest of this week, we're looking beautiful until next Friday.
Thanks, Emily. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. For Isabel, I'm Jessica Stelzer. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at woub.org and follow us on social media. Have a great night.
Support comes from Buckeye Hills Regional Council and Broadband Ohio, announcing the Affordable Connectivity Program, providing lower-cost internet for qualifying households. Information and applications are available at getinternet.gov.